Once the load is posted, I'll be able to see this in the My Shipments tab on the shipper portal. So I can quickly pull this up. If I click on the MID, it'll pull up the information about the load, right? It shows you the pickup drop. It'll show me a label, right? It generates an internal label and it gives me the entire information, right? Like pickup, delivery from what address, and then who the sender is, who the receiver is, payment information, things about the cargo. I get all the information. And on the right hand side, it'll tell me if I receive offers and all that stuff, right? So let me go back. If I want to see the notes, I can click on this and see the notes. And if an offer is received, I can see the offers right here. There's one guy who's placed an offer for 3,000, right? It's really up to me if I want to take this up or not, because I quoted 1,000 and this guy is asking 3,000. So I'm just not going to take that up for now. And if I want to unpost the load, I can. If I want to duplicate, view the details, I can. If I want to edit the load, I can also do that, right? So feature that we have. Now let me show you the flow between the shipper and a carrier. Right? So on the other window, I've already logged in as a carrier. So I'm just going to show you that. Now on the carrier portal, I'm on the dashboard. You'll see all the information about what's happening in the market. I can get carrier insights and all that good stuff here. If I go to the search shipment, this is where I can see shipments, right? So if I want to see the original, I can search for an origin. I can say Riyadh, destination. Let's say if I want to just do it within Riyadh, and I can choose a pickup date, is it tomorrow, and sort by age newest and accept it all. If I can search for it, it'll show me the different loads. It shows me that right here, right? Let me just expand that a little bit. So I can see the information about the load right here as a carrier. I can see the load details, the shipper details, the payable info. You can see all that stuff here, right? And if there are any backhauls available, I'll also be able to see any backhauls, right? So it'll help me win a load back when I'm on the return journey, right? Counter offer flow, right? So I'll place a counter offer. 1,000 is what this guy's offering. I'm going to say 2,000, right? I'll confirm and send that. Once I send that, I'll see this in the tendering shipments tab. I'll be able to see this as a pending shipment. So it's pending because it's still waiting for the response from the shipper. If I go back to the shipper portal really quick, I'll go back to my posted loads. I'll see I've got 2 offers now. Now I can see Rehan Sharma. This is the carrier that I'm representing right now. I can either accept or I can counter this, right? Let's say I like this offer. I'm going to accept it. I'll say yes. So it goes into that, waiting for a response. If I go back to my shipper carrier portal, I'll be able to see that this is the offer and the shipper is accepted, and are you willing to accept or not? I can click on accept. I can also text the shipper. I can call the shipper. We have an internal chat engine that can let you text the shippers in real time. I'll accept this offer. I'll say yes, it looks good. Once it's accepted, it goes into my one tab and I know it's unassigned, right? And if I go back to the shipper portal, I'll be able to see that it's been accepted. And who's been assigned? Rehan Sharma is the carrier who's been assigned for the load, and I can go and see the details of the carrier, right? So I can see all that information, all that good stuff will be. I'll now get into the TMS part, right? As a carrier, I have a TMS concept that's integrated into the solution. This is where it's a little unique when you compare it to solution. We have an option to manage our own fleet. So every carrier has an option to manage their own fleet. They can manage drivers, trailers, and vehicles. Now, they can add all the information about a vehicle, and all of this information has to be, it goes through a DOT, Department of Transport approval. In Saudi, there is WASL, that's an API that's used to authenticate all legit transport vehicles. So we have that integrated market. So every market like India or the US, APIs to validate a vehicle, the vehicle is legit or not. So we can integrate those. Same with drivers. All the driver information, when you add a driver, they go through an approval process, right? They provide all their identification proof and all of the other documents that are needed, and they go through a DOT approval process. So we have integrated APIs for that already, and we can localize it based on different markets. This is a fleet management concept. If I go back to my home and I go back to my tendering shipments, I'll go back to my one loads, and here I'll click on assign. So now I can assign one of my drivers this load, right? So I'm going to assign it to Diego, and I can see this is his license number. So confirm to create Bayan. Bayan is pretty much the Wable. Again, it's a DOT integration. In the Middle East, they use Bayan, but this could again be localized for your own market. This would basically update the load information with the details of the carrier and the driver and the vehicle to the government or the DO Department of Transport. So once I do that, that's done. I have to, one second, update something here. I'm going to change this. I'm going to disable this for now because our Bayan integration is not live, and I'm going to confirm this, right? So now that's been assigned. I can see that the assigned driver is Diego, and if I want, I can see the details. I can print a Wable. So if I click on this print Wable, it will basically generate a Wable, and I can use that to share with the shipper if needed. But this is more of an internal Wable that gets generated. Right? I can print the Wable as well. Let me disable, yeah, comes out here, and I can see this is the Wable that gets printed, right? So it comes with information about the company, all the different data that's required on the Wable is all put out on this printable version, right? If I want to cancel a shipment, I still can, and if I want to see the details, I can see the details. The share option is nothing but a URL. This is like in some cases, the drivers may not have access to internet, right? So they may not be able to update the status of the load. We have given an option where we can basically update the status of the load from the carrier portal. Let me quickly get the login information for the driver. I'll go in here, I look at Diego. I see that this is his number. Let me quickly pick up, put that in here. I'm gonna log in with the license number. So that's over here. Put this, and I click on continue. What we have done different is we realize, speaking to customers, that a lot of the drivers do not like using their app. They don't like being tracked. So they don't like their phone being connected to the GPS. So on the fleet management side, if you want to track the fleet live, we can. We have an option for track vehicle, right? This is basically going to track all the vehicles on a map, and all this information that is shown here will come from the onboard GPS, right? Every vehicle, every truck usually has an OBD device or some device, and that comes equipped with a GPS sensor. So we'll be able to live track the vehicle. And we have, if it's a refrigerated truck and if the sensors are available, we'll be able to see the humidity and the percentage of and the temperature in the truck as well, right? All of this is subject to availability of data and availability of sensors on whatever platform you're using. We can integrate with many different devices. It's completely API driven. We can localize this for you based on your whatever product you guys use in your fleet, right? So it can be localized. Let me go back to the tendering. On the driver side, this is the information that is shown, right? And if I go back to the carrier portal, if I go back quickly here, 1 second, let me just quickly go to the details page. I'll be able to see the details of the driver as well, right? This is the one. It is assigned. Let me go to the assigned tab. This is the one that we were working on. I can see the details. And I can see the details of the posted by, accepted by which carrier. Can see all the information, right? I can also track the status in real time. I can see where the vehicle is, and I can get live updates from the GPS sensor that's on the vehicle, right? So you can see the carrier name, and I can also see the name of the driver right here. So I can at any point call the driver or the carrier in case I need some information. Now, if I go back to the carrier portal, I can, if the driver is ready to start the job, they can click on start job.